Hi guys, welcome to today's session. It's going to be carrying on with this Rembrandt copy that we've been working on for a while. And we're going to start moving, so we've kind of got everything blocked in a general sense. So I've zoomed in a bit for the beginning of the session. And we are going to be painting a smaller section of the piece. So we're going to be starting to render around the eye. See if we get any further than that, but we're going to initially focus just on the eye, looking at smaller, more complex forms, relying on the basis that we built up in the rest of the piece. So we're sticking with the same mixtures, so we were using yellow ochre and cadmium red as our yellow and red, and then we've got some umbers, white and black. So keeping it as simple as possible for now. We might be doing some more complex glazes later. And to begin with, I'm just mixing up a kind of light flesh tone using those colours I just described. And I want to just start with a sort of light colour here. And that's not too bad. Could maybe do with being a little bit slightly greener. So to achieve that, I'm just going to mix a little bit of black in with the yellow. So it's going to tone this colour down slightly, maybe a little bit further. Yeah, that's a bit better. Transitioning into some bit of raw umber as it goes even darker. And then I'm going to kind of look at how this form wraps around the top of the cheek. And it kind of gets lighter as it dips down. A little bit higher chroma, so that's going to mean a bit more of that yellow and red mixed in. Excuse my little bit of a cold that I've got today as well. And put a little bit of this lighter colour up over the crest of the brow as well. Touch of burnt umber coming up from this half tone around the brow as well. You can see we're starting to look for a lot more subtle little transitions around these forms. Sort of swinging our way around, working towards the center of the eye. Trying to make sure all these external forms make sense. The ones circling around. So I'm getting into this got this little extra fold above the, sort of two folds that sit above the eye. So I want to try to map in all of these little bits, all these little details. That's what we're focusing on. And I'm going to just pure burnt umber as it approaches the core of this shadow here. And we want to start blending out of those darker tones. A slightly lighter, back to one of our slightly lighter colours. We're just gradually rolling that form out. Just mixing up a slightly lighter tone with a different brush, so I'm going to get So that's sort of nice, but could do with being a bit more specific colour to it. So just mix a little bit more red in. Yeah, that's better. Maybe a little bit too bright, so I might mix a tiny bit more red, a tiny bit more yellow ochre. So I like the colour, but it had just gone a little bit too bright, that. So we've got this little fold as well. We're kind of working our way gradually down towards the eye itself. Looking at each fold, each kind of element individually. So we've got slightly lighter coloured there, but we want a bit more colour in that, so we get another little pool of white. And we again want to just blend these colours in a bit. And I also want to just get a little bit of burnt umber with my darker brush. Mix with a little bit of Cad Red on it. I just want to put a much stronger little reflected light in here. That's better. And blend that out slightly, but just wanted to boost the chroma, that reflection. I'm going to get some burnt umber to go in and increase the depth of the crease as well, just above this lid. Pull that across a little bit too, shape-wise. Yeah, That's looking alright, and then a little bit more, so a touch more red into that. Maybe let's pull it just a tad bit further across, give a little bit more space for the eye. Yeah, that's better. I want to lay a bit of just pure black on top of this iris pupil. Start to run down the side. We want to start to build a sense of the reflected light reflecting back up into it. Just sort of a slight greenish tint to it, the eye, kind of olivey green. But quite dark. So that's not too bad. And then go back to our kind of pinky mixture, lighter pinky mixture. We want to get the top of this lid shaped a bit more. A little bit more fullness in that, fullness in the folds underneath too. I'm going to try to incorporate a little bit more reddishness into the corner of the eye over here. And there's a little bit of a kind of pink reflected light in there as well, so I'm going to get some of that red. Mix it with a little bit of white and just turn this lid into a bit more of a pinky tone. Oh, sorry, not that one, it's this part of the lid here. So maybe not quite that strong. I'm going to mix some burnt umber back into it. A little bit more raw umber and some of these halftones as these forms fold down around that more red area we're talking about. I'll kind of seam all of this stuff up a little bit, connect it all a bit more. a slightly more specific colour adjustment. And these whites of the eye as well. Give them a little bit of form. That's a bit too strong, that colour there. Don't want to outline the eye too much. Let's blend that in slightly more. Yeah, that's better. And yeah, we're getting there with this. I'm going to just check the time. A bit more of a highlight streaking down that cheek. Just reinforce this highlight as well. We're going to be going back into a lot of these areas, but just sort of seeing how they're doing. I want to just go in and, before I check how much longer we've got left or if we're at time, just want to soften, slightly darker colour than that umber. Just want to soften some of these edges around the eyelid that are feeling a bit slightly harsh. Looking a bit better, and then just a little bit more of a highlight. Moving over here. And yeah, let me just check the time. Yeah, pretty much at the end of our session for today. So one final thing I just kind of noticed looking at the screen there is that maybe just try to create a little bit more of a transition rolling up the side of the head here, just the forehead to that side of the face. Yeah, that pretty much does it, I think. So a lot of these forms we can come back to. Zoom out a little bit. at a later point. But yeah, I think it's looking all right. So you can see how that's starting to kind of create just a lot more sophistication in those parts of the painting, and then we're going to do the same thing, kind of move around piece by piece and get to a point where everything's kind of finished, and then we go back and we'll rework stuff. So next week we'll try to get this side done, maybe a little bit of the nose if we're a bit quicker, and then kind of move our way down. But yeah, that's it for this session. As always, if you have any questions, you can post them in the comments. You should follow us if you want to keep up to date with future sessions, and you can also click the link through to see what sorts of paid qualifications that we offer. So yeah, that's it for today, and I'll see you guys soon.